Bruno, thanks for joining us. At the European final, it's such an important game, obviously, for the club. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen?
No, what I hope and I want to happen is that at the end of that game, our team could be the one lifting the trophy. Obviously, we know we're playing Tottenham, both teams not having a great season, but final is a final. Is a game where a chance to get the silverware is there, one game away. So both teams will be very eager to get that, but we just have to find a way to be more eager than them.
Do you think knowing each other well? I mean, we played Chelsea in 2008 in the final, and I think sometimes knowing, because we knew them so well, you knew every player and all their strengths and weaknesses. So I think, in a way, it helped prepare for the game.
It helps to prepare for the game, but I think during the game it gets the game very tight. It makes it look that you're afraid of everything because they know your strengths, your weakness, and everything. But at the same time, as I said, both teams not having a great season, so I think you probably. I hope that's the final we can show to people on the outside world, both of teams, that both teams want to go for the trophy and give the best atmosphere and show possible to everyone that is looking for. But obviously, it's finding a way of winning the game, because that's what matters the most. And as you said, you played against Chelsea in the final, obviously in Moscow, probably one of my first memories about the club. And the game was quite tight in that sense, because both teams knew very well what was the strengths of the teams. So, but at the end, Manchester got to lift the trophy, and I hope this time in a different competition, but the result is the same.
I mean, obviously for you're Man United's most consistent player. And you have a lot of experience in some of these bigger games. How do you kind of help some of the younger guys? You get Garnachos and your Amas, and how do you help them kind of bring out their best in a game which means so much to everyone?
Yeah, to be honest, I think in the young kids now you see a lot of personality. So I don't think I will need to give something for them to bring that out, because I think that's what we have from them, and what I have to do is try to not take that away from them, because that's something that they can give us through the game. Obviously, the experienced players will try to read more the game. They will try to live it more. So, and we need that inexperience from them to try forward and try things and try to score a goal and beat people. But obviously, what I want the most is that they enjoy this experience, because playing a final of European competition, being Champions League, Europa League, or whatever, it's always a great occasion for everyone. So they have to enjoy it the most, with the responsibility of trying to make it the most for our side. But I want them to enjoy the most as possible, because this is an experience that I think at this club you should have it often, and hopefully we're going to have it often in the future, so for them to get used to these kind of games.
I mean, obviously there's a lot of pressure at a club like Manchester United, and I think you see that maybe with some players that come here that played so well at other clubs and maybe not as well here. How do you think you've been able to kind of manage the expectation and being the captain, but still perform and be so consistent when other players haven't been able to?
I don't know. I just put my expectations always higher than whatever people expect from me. So every season I put new targets for myself. I put new things that I want to improve, to get better, to do better. And I think, as I said before we start this interview, it's a pleasure to be at this club. I've followed the club a long time. I've seen all the players playing here. For me, it's a pleasure being here talking with you. I've watched a lot of your free kicks and the time you've played for the club. This is a dream come true. So I just have to try to be consistent in the things I do, that I think it helps me to become the best version of myself, and then trying to find small margins, small things that I can improve my game to get that consistent, even going to the next level. And obviously, next level in this club is winning trophies, and this is what I want the most.
Do you know what's remarkable? I mean, I played at Bayern for a long time, and here, every day in my life, I think somebody stops me to remember a moment at Manchester United. Whether it's a taxi driver, somebody walking on the street. So actually, the opportunity to play in a final and create memories that last, not only for the players forever, but they'll follow you for the rest of your life, wherever anybody goes. And people will be like, oh, Bruno, I remember that goal you scored. And I think it's such a powerful thing to be so positive and think that you can create positive memories rather than think, oh, there's pressure or there's expectation.
Yeah, this is I think this is what we all, as a players, we need to think, that anything at this club this good, it becomes massive in the future.
Yeah.
Even people get recognized for a lot of things. You know, for example, let's talk about Federico Makeda. He scored an amazing 2 goals in 2 games straight away. But the first one, he didn't end up having the career that everyone probably expect him to have, or whatever, for many reasons. But everyone remembers him for that goal. You know, and at this club, for a split second, you can get a memory for life. So I think not for only yourself, but for the fans. You know, the fans create memories by what you do on the pitch, and by lifting trophies obviously is the main target for them, because they've seen this club lifting everything that's possible in the world of football. And we just have to try to recreate that memories for our fans, but also for ourselves in the future, and not in the longer future look back and look like, okay, I've done something special for myself. It might not mean a lot for a lot of people, but for myself and for the people that were there with me in that moment, it was massive. I remember last year, the FA Cup, after the season we had and everything, the FA Cup was a massive achievement for us, because everyone now remembers that. Everyone feels that after that moment, like, we could have gone to do something better than we did this season. It didn't end up being like that, but every time you have opportunity to win a trophy, to do something great, you just have to understand that the minimal thing you do great here, it's going to become massive, because this is what this club demands. And when you get this small thing right, it drives you off.
Well, I think I think we've seen that in the Europa League. You know, I was here for the semi-final. The atmosphere before the game was really positive, and I think in the Premier League, obviously, it's been different. But I think the team has kind of responded to the Europa League for whatever reason in the big moments when you need something. You know, Harry Maguire with his crazy run, or, you know, the late goals in moments which you needed. And I think the team looks like they're in a good moment in the Europa League. Yeah,
I think it's like, probably we think that we arrive at one point in the Europa League that you felt like we're playing for something here. We really can go very far. That was our aim in the beginning of the season. But obviously, I think as you're going forward, you think you get more the feeling of a final, a trophy, an opportunity to be in a big moment and everything. And I think we felt that in the Europa League, as you said, even the atmosphere for the fans, that they always felt that we could go to the end of this competition and win it. And obviously in the Premier League, we started going behind and behind and behind, and obviously they felt like, oh, we can't get much more of what we want from the Premier League, because at United you don't want to be in the top 4. You want to win the Premier League, and that's the aim, and we can't hide from that. Is the past of the club, is the history of the club, and has to be the present and the future of this club, always being fighting for that trophy. But obviously, as soon they understand that in Europa League we could go further, you could go and push a little bit more. I think even the fans felt that, we felt that. And the togetherness that we felt in every game, obviously, I think the Lyon game is the pinnacle of everything. You know, like in 7 minutes you can turn around 3 goals difference. It's something unbelievable and probably not seen many times. But it was that little bit of belief that everyone else had, that probably in the Premier League we wouldn't have that in a normal game.
And obviously with Ruben coming in, you know him well from Portugal. Did you talk to him before coming in? And obviously how much responsibility this club is. Obviously, you know, being the club captain, and him, seems like you guys have quite a special relationship.
No, we didn't spoke before he came. I don't know, probably he didn't want to speak because of like the relationship of Portuguese. He didn't want to create that. Obviously, I have a very good relationship with him. He's a manager that is improving my game a lot, and I'm a person that always likes to learn and improve and get better. So we start playing in a different system and everything. But obviously I knew the work he was doing at Sporting, because it's the team I follow there. I played for them and everything. But obviously I think he knew the expectation was high, and as soon as he arrived here, I think after the first game against Ipswich, he was very disappointed that we didn't win the game, and he was disappointed with some beats and everything. And I said, did you thought that you would come here and the small games, like the small teams, will be the same as the small teams in Portugal?
Because everybody plays, like even that game, Ipswich played quite well, didn't they?
No, they played quite well. They have players on the 1v1 very good, like Uchison and Delap, very good holding the ball. The defenders are strong, tall, you know, like in Portugal it's all about technique and holding the ball. All the teams try to play a little bit more. Here is a little bit more intense, the game.
And second balls as well here. It's a big thing.
Fighting for it. And I think in the beginning it was like
what's
day
going
after,
on?
yeah, he got to me and he said, like, you didn't tell me this. I said, you didn't ask me. If you ask me anything about before you came, I will tell you what's the thing, how it works, how it's more or less. But I think he got used. he's very disappointed this season because we're not doing very well in the Premier League, and I think you see that a lot when he goes to the interviews after the games and everything. But I do feel the same way, and I think the players feel the same way, that we want more, we can do more, we don't want to be in the situation we are in the Premier League. But at the same time, we know that it is something special coming for us now in the Europa League, that it can make us lift the trophy.
Well, I just want to wish you all the best for the final. I know how much it means. You've got a supporter there.
I hope you can do something in the final for us.
But to be fair, we got a message from one of my colleagues, a guy you know well. He just wanted to...
Yes, Bruno, it's Rio, man. Listen, I hope you do well out there, guys. Please, I need you to win this game, man. I know you're desperate to do that as well. The fans need it. We all need it. And I'm going to see you out there in Bilbao. Look forward to seeing you, man. And take care. Bring it home, Mr. Captain, from one captain to another. Do your thing, man. Take care.
No, look, it's, even like sometimes people could not, and you guys could not think that way, but it's very special for us, obviously, getting some message from you and support and everything, because everyone here, like, is looking up at you guys. In a certain point, you could be older. Like Johnny, obviously played with some of you. He was very lucky to be in that time, and obviously I think. For us, it's very special to see the support from you guys, because you've been there, you've been in these situations, and I think even for the fans, that little push for them to believe and to believe in the team that we can do something, that we can win this Europa League for our club. It's very good.
That's what this club's about, creating memories, isn't it?
That's
so
it.
I just want to wish you the best.
Thank you very much.
Good luck for the
Appreciate
final,
it.
and
thank you very much.
bring it back.